you can definitely see the blooming. No question about that. It is not too extreme, but it is a faint, what looks like blue glow around this line right here. We've also got some blooming that I can pick up with my eyes around this little toolbar right here, as well as around these icons up here, as well as in these icons in the corner right here. Hey Warenoticers, Shane here, and welcome to another video on the Warenotice Technology YouTube channel. If you're new here, definitely take a moment to consider subscribing so you don't miss out on all my other awesome tech videos about things like smartwatches, phones, tech accessories, computers, and really just so much more. But guys, yes, in this video, we're going to be talking about something that is not so fun. This is the blooming issue for the brand new 12.9-inch iPad Pro right here. So now for those of you guys that aren't very familiar with this device, of course you can go check out my full unboxing of it down in the description. I'll have a link to that video. But basically what you need to know about this device is that it has this beautiful 12.9-inch display that is actually using this new mini LED technology. Apple actually calls this the Liquid Retina XDR display. XDR being extreme dynamic range because of the awesome range of colors and brightness that this display can provide right here. And that mini LED technology consists of 10,000 mini LEDs backlighting this display for 2,500 local dimming zones. So what all that means is basically colors look super great on this iPad. Blacks are super dark because black areas of the screen should theoretically be able to stay pitch black because they don't actually need to be lit up by a singular LED backlight, because once again, there are 10,000 of them with 2,500 local dimming zones. So that is great. But one bad thing about this mini LED display is this thing called blooming, where essentially areas of the display that are supposed to be dark, as in pitch black, are being lit up by areas of the display that are light around them. So here's an example of it you are seeing right now. Basically, this is some white text on a pitch black background with the screen brightness up to maximum brightness, and also in a dark as possible room. I have all the lights off. So this is a difficult phenomenon to really portray on camera, because typically when you point a camera at a screen like this, what it's going to do is try to increase the exposure or the brightness of the images looking at, and then it's going to exaggerate this blooming issue. So I tried my best to try to get it accurate, but it may be slightly exaggerated at times on camera just because it's a really difficult thing to pick up. So now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to turn the brightness up all the way, and now we're still in a brightly lit room, obviously. And let's see, do we see any blooming? I don't think I see any. There might slightly be some, but I really don't think I see any. Yeah, I'm gonna go with no, I do not see any. So that is great news. And I will say, I used this iPad for an entire week before last night when I decided to check to see if I could see blooming on mine. And that whole time before I decided to check for blooming, I did not notice any blooming at all in normal usage. So now let's actually see some blooming. Let me turn all the lights off, close these shutters, and keep this at maximum brightness. So let's look at some blooming here. Basically, I got the room as dark as I can get it during the day. Just sunlight creeping in through the closed shutters over here, but is what it is. And looking at the iPad display head on like this, I do not see blooming. Now, maybe I might see some, but you know what? It's definitely not noticeable. You know what? Maybe just a tiny bit, if any at all. But if I did not know that blooming was a thing, I probably would not notice anything at all. It just looks like the letters are very bright. So, you know what? I'll just say you can't really see the blooming. Anyway, though, I can see blooming in these conditions if I position my head at an angle. So if I'm looking at the iPad from this exact position right here, as silly as this looks, I can see the blooming. It looks like a blue sort of glow around all the letters. So now this angle that you guys are viewing my iPad at should help you view the blooming much better. I tried to decrease the exposure of my camera to help you see the blooming more realistically as it looks in real life, but keep in mind it still might be exaggerated because it's just really hard to get it accurate. It is essentially, once again, like a faint blue glow coming out of the letters into the areas that should be black. Anyway, now let's go into the Notes app and try drawing on a black canvas with a white line with my Apple Pencil. So folks, this is one fun way to see the blooming yourself. If you have a 12.9-inch iPad Pro, literally just draw some squiggles there and head on. I can't really see the blooming if I can see it at all. So yeah, it just looks like there's a bright white line and then light emanating off of it. Doesn't really look like blooming to me, especially if I didn't know this blooming was a thing. Now, of course, if we do move our heads at an angle right here, you can definitely see the blooming. No question about that. It is not too extreme, but it is a faint, what looks like blue glow around this line right here. We've also got some blooming that I can pick up with my eyes around this little toolbar right here, as well as around these icons up here, as well as in these icons in the corner right here. So, you know, maybe I'll draw a smiley face right here, and let's see. Yeah, definitely a bit of blooming inside this smiley face right there as well. This is a demo of blooming on the iPad Pro, exclamation mark. Oh yeah, now let's see. Yep, definitely quite a bit of blooming around those letters right there. But if we look head on, once again, just looks like very bright white against a black background. Just looks bright to me. And yeah, so my takeaway from this is I don't really think this blooming is a huge issue. Yes, I wish it wasn't there because, you know, when I compare very similar images side by side on my iPhone 12 Pro Max, as well as on my M1 MacBook Pro, the 12 Pro Max has an OLED screen and the MacBook Pro has a LED backlit LCD screen. Neither of those have any blooming whatsoever, even when it's white on black, just like this. It is frustrating, but again, you can only see it really if you're looking for it by turning up the brightness all the way, showing white on black, and also being in a dark room. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't use my iPad at full brightness in the dark. So yeah, once again, I can't emphasize this enough, but before I started looking for blooming, I did not notice any whatsoever. So anyway, right here, you know what? I'm gonna actually decrease the brightness to get it more at a comfortable level, and let's see. So yeah, I mean, I can still see the blooming. Even when it's at this more comfortable level right here. I don't know if you guys can pick that up. And the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which also has what Apple calls an XDR display, a Super Retina XDR display, not a liquid Retina XDR display like this, and has an OLED panel instead of a mini LED panel, well, that doesn't have any blooming. So maybe in the future, Apple, maybe you guys should go with OLED, and just so we don't have this issue whatsoever, that would probably be nice. What I'm mostly wondering is, what do you guys think of the blooming issue on the new iPad Pro? Is it an issue? Is it a non-issue? Would it be a deal breaker for you if you're considering this device? Definitely let me know down in the comments. I do read all of them, by the way, so I am definitely interested in hearing from you guys. And you know what? I'm just gonna turn the lights on real quick. That is much better having the lights back on. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to smash that subscribe button and subscribe to the Warenotice Technology YouTube channel for more awesome technology videos just like this one. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing. Bye.